Charges in the death of a 1-year-old boy at a daycare in the Bronx. Police say the death was caused by fentanyl. The federal government is now going after the daycare owner and a man who rented a room inside that facility. Federal prosecutors in Manhattan charged Green Mendez and Carlisto Brito with running a fentanyl distribution ring inside the daycare in the Kingsbridge section. One U.S. attorney calls it one of the most reckless things a human could do. Court documents show this brick of fentanyl was found on a child's playmat inside a closet. Prosecutors say residue from the drug made the 4 children sick. And police say 22-month-old Nicholas Dominici died from the exposure. His parents tell News 4 he only started attending the daycare a week before his death. Tonight, prosecutors reveal what those suspects allegedly did right after the children were poisoned. News 4's Chris Jose reports from the federal court in Lower Manhattan.
This is a tragedy, and my heart breaks for the children and their families.
U.S. Attorney Damian Williams revealing today the owner of a Bronx daycare and a co-conspirator identified as her husband conspired to distribute fentanyl out of the business on Morris Avenue.
There is no more devastating news or tragedy than the loss of a child. And every New Yorker should be outraged by this senseless tragedy.
Pictures in the federal complaint shows a kilo press and 1 kilo of fentanyl seized from Divino Nino daycare. Federal prosecutors say the drug operation started in July. Large quantities of fentanyl stored on top of children's playmats.
Those drugs came from somewhere. We're going to make sure that we get it all the way back to the source.
Police say fentanyl residue poisoned the children. 1-year-old Nicholas Dominici died from the exposure. 3 other children were hospitalized.
Mendez and a co-conspirator tried to cover up what happened.
Prosecutors say before daycare owner Grey Mendez called 911, she made 3 other calls, including 2 to her husband. Before first responders arrived, Mendez's husband allegedly entered the daycare and left 2 minutes later through a back door with 2 full shopping bags.
All of that happened while the children, the babies, were suffering from the effects of fentanyl poisoning and in desperate need of help.
Mendez also accused of deleting more than 21,500 encrypted messages dating back to March 30th. Prosecutors say the most recent texts show Mendez informing her husband that cops were asking about him. Carlisto Brito, the cousin of Mendez's husband, also charged. Police say Brito was renting a bedroom at the daycare. It's there where investigators discovered 2 additional drug packing tools. A joint NYPD and DEA investigation revealing there could be more.
We do have some information that might indicate some items were removed from the location after the 911 call was placed.
In the last hour, a federal judge decided the man who was renting a room inside that daycare will be held in jail without bail. He was deemed a flight risk.